All right, we're getting ready to go up, look for a roof leak up at the cupola up there, and take you along here. So I will say I did this a minute ago, I had the camera on, but it was a really long video, so we're gonna try to do one more quick take of it and shorten it down. There's some things I didn't even mention, like this house here. It might actually mean something long-term for me, because right here, may or may not share a picture, we're gonna talk about what I did. I made a screen, a roof pitch overlay, and I've got a picture of this when I did my initial inspection. So from Google Street View looking at this. This call came in just a couple of days ago. I was working on this tool. I was like, oh, I'll try it on here. I'm gonna be here in like 2 days anyway. So, by the way, I'm gonna give it away free on the channel. It is a EXE file, so a self-executable, downloadable file. Be on my webpage. You can go to grandroofinginc.com. It's a hidden page. You can't get to it unless you type the address in directory correctly, exactly. grandroofinginc.com/tools, I believe it is going to be. It's not there yet. Click on it, download it free, no strings attached. It was more of a testing thing to learn coding and stuff, but I plan on doing more. Let me put my camera on up here and we'll talk about that real quick on the way up. I'll try to keep this a faster video. So this here is probably about a 712 probably. What that is, that's about a 1212. The pitch tool I put on overlay, Google Street View, you just slide a slide bar, angle up the pitch of the roof to your slide bar, tells you the pitch of it. Pretty accurate. We'll go up there on that. What we're looking at here is probably a, what is it, a JF Castlebrook or a Camelot. I think this is a JF Castlebrook, because I don't think the Camelot had, I think that's, no, they're not attached here, it's full slit. Anyway, let's go up. I got my Cougar paws on, we're gonna go up. This is not terrible pitch right here, but this one's a little bit pitchier, especially when you get out to an area where it's gonna be a big fall. On the pitch gauge real quick, let me bring up my pitch gauge tool that I use. If you guys are salesmen, inspectors, whatever, there's a pitch gauge tool. Uses your camera sensors and your camera. You lay it up on the roof. Tells you what the pitch is. So in my software I wrote using CSS and Java and stuff, it was about 11.5 to a 12. You can snap a photo. This is really good that you can use to document, put it on your CRM, your customer file. You can do it of every pitch roof. You don't even have to be on the roof. You can be on the ground and line this up like that right there. Snap a photo. But what I did and created, you can do from your happy chair, your desktop, your laptop, whatever. So check it out. I might cover it in the channel. The other app that I've been working on was last year, and I kind of put it on hold because I've been busy, is a camera app, kind of like that pitch gauge tool, but it does other things. You can overlay the temperature, your address, various things, notes if you needed, because when I went from Android to iPhone, it doesn't do that. You have to go some back-end way and do it on every photo. All right, so we're gonna make us a much faster video. Already did the initial whatever, couldn't find it. Looking at the pictures, I couldn't tell where I was actually looking from what the homeowner took. So I called him. I will, however, share those photos with you. Let me bring up my message thread real quick. I don't want you to see personal info, addresses, phone numbers, names. Bear with me, I'm bringing it up real quick here. And I believe I can share that with you without you. Yep, I can do it. Okay, cool. So, long story short, I basically went around the house up here to see if there's anything obvious, any obvious damage. Is a shingle blown out? Did space debris smash through the roof? Did a tree come through it? Something like that, right? No, we're gonna look for the siding overall and flashing, extensions, end wall flashing, stuff like that. There's a couple pointers I want to drive home here real quick, is the flashing and the extensions. Right here is an extension. It's not a kick out, but it's an extension. Some people will run that down to the corner, cut it and fold it over, fold it down, whatever. That's not right because then you have a pinhole under there. So we're gonna look for that. The other thing I want to point out is the exposure of this roof right here. It's much bigger, probably 7 or 8 inches right here. The old mill flashing, that was flatter, it's flat, and they bend it to whatever size, it's mill, did not go up high enough. That was originally made for the 3-tab shingles with a 5-inch exposure, or the early American size 5-inch exposure laminates. Then they switched to the metric, which is like 5.5/8, 5.7/8, 5.5, something like that. You need to double them up. On this, they have to be doubled up or you're not gonna get a proper lap. So we're gonna look for, it's gonna be the most important thing, is where the flashing is. Did they not? So there should be one right here extended. This one's nipped short, but it does extend. It'll probably terminate here. That means you got a gap there. They had to have doubled it up. You want to verify that. The other side I can show what I'm talking about a little bit better, so we'll do that next. Let me pull you down here. There's this one right here. Here's the next one. So that's a good lap right there. So from here up 7 inches, you want to make sure you got another lap. Right there's another one, if you can see it, right where my finger is. Then the next one's probably just under this somewhere that you can't see. So I'm pretty confident that it is lapped correctly. And the reason I say this is because I have done many inspections on even jobs that I have done, worked with homeowners with, where a new guy on the job wasn't paying attention. Even a well-skilled, experienced guy may have had a bad day and he missed a piece. And it's better to catch it then during a final inspection before you leave the job site and have an issue. So if you're in that line of work, salesman, project manager, foreman, whatever, check those things. The extension, as I said, needs to come down. Doesn't have to be much. You just want to get the water that's on that flashing to come out on a shingle somewhere and not in the corner of the pinhole. And that kind of leads into what we're talking about here. By the way, not all leaks to the roof. I've seen it with windows and things, so I caught this too. This Z-cap here terminates at the window. So you're now relying solely on the caulking in this window for water not going in back behind that. If it does get in something like that, it can clearly be behind your siding, your clad siding, whatever you're using, and on the substrate, the decking, and come down and possibly bypass flashing. So in the photos, let me bring that back up. I didn't show you that yet. Just make sure I'm not showing any personal info here. Good, and we're good to show you. So let's show you this real quick. That's the picture he sent me, which I knew from Google Street View. It's also the famous one for me that I made my first piece of roofing software, measuring that, and it was accurate. And then obviously of the cupola, it's the only one on the house, so easy to identify. Bam, right here. What side is it coming on? He sent me this right here, and I can see some issues with it. Try to zoom in. Ooh, don't bring up phone numbers and names. Right there, the tape of the seam is popped and broke, and it's bubbled all the way down this way. The problem is I didn't know where he's looking in this way or that way. Well, it would take 2 options. You see the steep pitch roof. There's a lean-to steep pitch roof, but it's got a steep pitch over here. So I had to call him and verify what side it was, and he told me, okay, so we're looking at this side. That photo was looking south. We're looking at this, so it's going to be somewhere around this corner predominantly, but it can run laterally. Then there's this picture, which I could not see an exterior window or anything. I don't know what room, what house, what direction. I just see a leak, and it's run laterally a few feet. I thought when I talked to him, he said, oh yeah, it's an exterior wall. Well, you got one over there, got one over here. I know it's this side, it's going to be here. That's pretty far down, but I see a penetration. These pipes like this are soil vent pipes. They typically reduce, go into an interior wall. There's probably a wall here, and he did verify, yes, there is a wall, so the other leak is right here. The reason I say is because you want to know where the leak is, where it originated from. I've seen it be left and right laterally a little bit, but rare circumstances. Typically it's at the leak or above. For it to go laterally, it has to be clinging to something. Piece of deck board where before it jumps to the next piece, runs laterally. Could be hitting a seal plate and running over laterally, or it could slope down with the drywall tape, something like that. So let's focus our effort right here. I'm pretty confident I found this. Like I said, I did do this, but it was a very long video. Right here, this south-facing side, very small soffit, 5-foot exposure to the predominant winds of the south and the west, and all the storms blow up and hit this. We know water's hitting this and splattering up on it with very minimal wind. Then if it hits the Z-cap, what is a Z-cap? Trim cap. I got a mix of homeowners and new guys here, so if you imagine this piece right here, it goes up behind that trim board, 90s over, and a small drip on this. And they call it a Z because the shape of a Z, but it's turned 90 degrees up, right? That's what this is right here. If you look, there's caulking in here, and there's an area there is no caulking right there. There is an area where it looks like, to my eye, it's just slightly sloped down. If you poured water on this, you probably see it channel right into that crack right there, and could go in from that area. So let's see. This piece of flashing looks like the corner is nipped off. Now I did also find this out because I needed to get a way to get my camera up in here better. So what I ended up doing was pulling up my cell phone. Typically I film, the way I normally hold is like this. The lens is high, but if I flip it over, let it recycle, I can use that as a lens for you guys here. There is the little extension behind all that caulking, but there's a little hole. I don't think that's the issue. We've ruled out the siding or the step flashing up the side, but if you look here, there's 2 things. What is that right there on the right? If you look, I'll try to point to it right here. Move this camera back so you can see it focus maybe. That looks like a piece of end wall flashing that is bent. And then the other thing is the amount of dirty debris. All that material that is washed in there. So what I think is going on is the water is hitting this section here. hitting just a little opening, channeling down and in, coming down, and that end wall flashing is not behind paper or anything. It was pushed in and caught and just got rammed in there. Then you mix that with the water trickling in behind it, and it's bypassed the end wall flashing right in the exact same spot of where the leak has originated, and it's following the tape down this direction, and it's running down this direction into the next top seal plate here, running laterally. That's my honest opinion, what I think it is. If you think otherwise, comment down below, timestamp this section of the video. It's probably going to be, you'd put, just type in the time, roughly 10, comma, or not comma, colon, 30 seconds or so, and leave your comment what you think it is. Did I miss something? So when you're looking for leaks, there's a couple things you can do. You tear it apart, you verify. There's water, there's things. But when you're looking in an area like this, and you see that kind of dirty water trail, that's a really good evidence, strong evidence. 95% of the time, I would say, there's been water getting there. At least in my area in the Midwest, we have a lot of beans, soybeans and corn being shelled in the fall, and it blows around. Dry parts of the season, dust blowing around, it washes in and gets trapped. That's an evidence you can look for. You sales guys, inspector guys, I know there's a lot of you on the channel. Next time you go up on your next roof after you see this video, the typical, easiest way to see that is around a soil vent pipe flashing like this. A lot of guys try to hide that flashing, and that's where water gets stuck in it. You should be able to easily lift that up and see under there, and you'll see a bunch of dirty remnants, debris, granules, mostly dust. It'll look uniquely different, and you'll realize that, yep, okay, water's getting in here, or it's getting in somewhere above and running down to this area. Just confluence evidence to verify, yep, that is the issue. If you have any other stories to add to that, like, yeah, what he's saying is true, comment below, let him know, because there's a lot of people that read the comment section, and it's not utilized enough. So what you can do, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars and come back and do a lot of this because I don't have time for it, so I'll let them know. Remove some siding and trim boards, remove the shingles around this area, redo the flashing. At that point, you'd know 100% certain, yes, that is the issue, but I'm pretty confident that's the issue right here. And do that as a repair. Now, the other thing you can do, I wouldn't call it a full-fledged repair, more of a patch, buy some time, probably get a lot of life out of it yet, is just seal off the water from getting in here. You don't have to seal this, but right here, squirt it into under that piece, try to get it backed up under there, right here where it's still missing right there, and across this so water running down doesn't wick up under, and get into this area, and then up in that area. I'll probably do that real quick before I leave here. You're talking just a couple dollars in caulking. Probably not an issue, get them through the spring rains, because even if I did take this on, I wouldn't be able to come out here and do this for a few weeks. We're getting ready to get geared up for the roofing. Hopefully this isn't too long of a video. We're at almost 13 minutes. You're gonna cut this one out. There was a lot of other stuff I went into the other video, but it went pretty dang long. So I'm like, you know, before I leave here, 30, 40 minutes away, I'm gonna do one more quick short version, probably post this one. So hopefully you got benefit out of it. Give it a quick thumbs up if you did. As always, until next time, be safe. We'll see you then. Oh, don't forget to check out the software. Let me know what your honest thoughts are. Completely free, nothing crazy about it. It's not there yet, but it will be soon. Until next time.